welcome to today's episode of Immersion's Deep Dive Podcast. I'm Laila.
I'm McKenna.
I'm Zamar.
I'm Josh.
And we are back from our little summer break from the
Unfortunately.
No, we're excited to be back. We're back for season 2. How was you guys this summer?
It's pretty good. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was very eventful, which is really nice. Samar,
I mean, my summer was pretty good, man. Pretty good.
what'd you do?
Served at the church.
Oh,
Yeah.
Zamar, what's our icebreaker question for today?
Our icebreaker of the day is, what grade are you guys going to, and what are you most excited about for this school year?
Okay, well, I'm going to be a senior, so that means I'm going to be in 12th grade, and I'm most excited for preparing for college, so yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be a senior also, and I'm most excited about it being my last year of high school.
I'm a junior, and I'm most excited about just going off campus mainly, but just focusing on my academics and keeping my grades up.
and I'm a junior also, and I'm most excited about getting my license.
Okay, so we talked about school, so that brings us right into our topic for today. Now that we're reaching the end of August, it is that time of the year we all go back to school. Now that we've all been in high school for a few years, we thought it'd be fun to discuss our personal experiences that we've had while we've been in high school. So today we're going to talk about school in general, our social lives, our academics, and how our faith fits into those aspects.
As we are talking about school and learning, it's important to know some things that the Bible says about wisdom. In Proverbs 23, verse 12, it states, "Apply your heart to instruction and your ears to words of knowledge."
So we got our scripture read, we got our topic introduced, so we're just going to go straight into our questions. So first, what do you guys think helped you most socially as you started high school?
Well, I feel like for me, I feel like going to events like basketball games and football games really helped me find a group of people that I like and hang around them. But be careful who you hang around though. And see what they're doing and just make sure it lines up with your faith. I feel like you'll be good.
Yeah, freshman year, I met most of my friends at the first football game. I just went and I hung out with one friend, and then I just kind of got introduced to a lot of people. So definitely the events at school are key, but also I think knowing how to kind of be out of your comfort zone and walking up to people and starting conversations. Freshman year, I had so much anxiety during lunch, because I didn't know anybody when I got to that school, and so having to find people to sit with really scared me. But I just kind of had to get comfortable walking up to people and starting conversations. And then once I made one friend, it kind of helped me feel more comfortable doing that. So definitely being out of your comfort zone and just talking to people that you might not have talked to before will help you.
I think something I had to learn socially when it came to high school was I had to take advantage of the spaces that I just had to be in, because I had to be in class all the time. So I had to at least make a friend there, because I found out that there were so many different kinds of people that there was bound to be someone like me that I could get along with. So that group for me was band class. I went to football games because of band, because we had to play pep songs there. So I met a lot of my friends because of that.
Yeah, and I agree with what McKenna said, overcoming your fear. And for me personally, I was an introvert, and I still am in some occasions. But how I met some of my closest friends, I literally went up to them and I was like, "Hey, I'm Josh," and I complimented them, and I got to know them, and we've been friends for a long time. So
especially when you're in a class the first day and nobody really knows each other, that's the best time to just kind of see who you might want to be friends with and just talk to people, because you'll actually be able to find friends that way.
Most definitely.
So does anybody have anything else for that question? No? Okay. So what academic advice would you tell a freshman?
Do your homework.
Literally, do your work.
Do it when you get it, actually.
Do your work, please, because you're gonna ruin your GPA if you don't do your work freshman year. I've seen so many people struggle to get their GPA up because they didn't do the work freshman year. So please, it's very beneficial.
I would also say establish a good study pattern, or know how you want to study, because if you in middle school, I never had to study one time. So when I got to high school and I had no idea how to properly study, but freshman year I took the time to actually teach myself how to study, and I still use those methods for school now. So I would say like establish a good study pattern, and then also just remember that freshman year does count. So like try to keep your GPA as good as you can, because that'll be like the basis for the rest of your high school.
Also, like, establish a good reputation with your teachers.
Yes.
Like, let them know that you're a hard worker and you're a good student in general, so that if you, like, meet a bump in the road later on, they'll give you the leeway. They'll, like, extend an assignment for you. Like, that helped me a
Create
lot.
relationships.
Really good.
Relationships are key, especially with your teachers.
Networking.
They can like bump you up. If you're like an 89.6, they'll bump you up to an A.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's good. So what is something you wish you knew before starting high school?
How many fights there were?
That's true.
Hold on. Let me revert this. Let me get the words straight. But you're dang, I can't talk. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Know who your friends are. Yeah, and like watch out for snakes, because it's gonna be a lot of them.
I would say like one test or one bad grade doesn't define you. I feel like freshman year, when I started an AP class freshman year. That was terrifying, first of all, but I didn't do very well on the first test, and it like destroyed my confidence for that class. And I thought I was like gonna fail, and I was so scared about taking that class. But like that one time, I don't even remember like what the grade was on the test. It didn't affect my actual like rest of high school. So I would just say like one bad grade and like one bad test it's not gonna mess up your whole semester, I would say.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, me too. Advice? I feel like just, like Josh said, just pick your friends wisely, and just know that you're going to meet people and you're going to, like, cut off some people. But just because you cut them off doesn't mean, like, they're not your friends anymore.
Yeah, people drift.
Yeah, it's just, like, situations and stuff. But, yeah.
I think on the contrary of that, I think I wish I knew how nice people genuinely were in high school, because I originally thought that everyone was going to like judge me or like ice me out for whatever reason, because that's what I heard about high school. But then I realized that so many people in my grade and older than me were so nice, and they helped me build my confidence in a huge way.
Yeah, especially freshman year, because even though people might already have like their friend groups, I feel like people are still really open to like making new friends freshman, or even any year of high school, I would say. But definitely, like, I think that's a really good one.
It's a very bittersweet situation.
Yeah.
So do you guys think that there are any challenges like being a Christian in high school?
Yes, especially with like influence and like who you hang around with. Like it's hard, but like it's not impossible. And just being a Christian, you have to stick to your faith, and you have to keep your mind right, and always pray about it. But
I think it's hard to navigate yourself in that type of environment, because that's kind of the flip side of having so many different types of people. There are so many people that aren't like you and don't believe the same things you believe, and it's kind of hard to guard your heart in that way. So I think surrounding yourself outside of that environment or inside of that environment with people like you that share your beliefs, that strengthen your faith, is a good idea.
Yeah, I think there's just, like Josh said, there's a lot of influences being in high school. And so I think that's probably like the biggest challenge is like, as a Christian, you know what kind of morals or like ideals that you hold yourself to. And so there's so many outside influences that kind of make it hard to like guard yourself from that. And I think that's the biggest challenge.
Yeah, I feel like what Josh was saying again, if you just learn how to say no, people, like I'd say, in real life situations, people don't like, oh, take this. Like, they're not like that in real life. It's like you either want to or not. So they're not going to force it down on you. You just got to learn how to say no and not feel like you're weird because you didn't accept it.
Life is full of choices. You just have to make the right ones.
Yeah. Do you guys find it difficult to balance, like, prioritizing God in school, or how do you balance it?
It's so hard.
It is very difficult. I think especially, like, thinking of how you're spending your time. You get so preoccupied with like school and clubs and studying for tests, and it's like, how do you fit God into the day? That is probably like the biggest challenge, is like, how do you separate time to devote strictly to God and like spending time in your relationship with God? I think that's a very hard to like balance that.
I know it's hard because I think like all of last year I started doing homework during like life groups. It was that heavy. And I didn't want to do that because I wanted to devote all of my time to like strengthening my Christian faith, but the deadline was tomorrow and it was a hard thing to balance.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm always, I guess, talking to God like in my head. So I'm always like just praying and like just talking to him and like just be like, oh, like I pray like today's a good day, you know, like give me the strength to go on and all that good stuff. So I mean, it's definitely hard like devoting like an actual time period to him. But like I try, I do.
Yeah.
Like I was manifesting in class the other day, you know, trying to get my work done. I was like, give me the strength to go on.
Yeah, I said this before, but on like another podcast. But I try to set like if I'm driving to school in the morning, I try to set that time period like devoted to, or like when I wake up, I do like a devotion, and then when I'm driving to school, I set that time period like strictly to like listening to worship music, and that's like my time in the morning that I spend with God. And although that's like only like 15 minutes, but it's something more, and I'm trying to like do better with that. So I'm working on balancing it, but yeah, that's like one of my things on how I balance it.
Yeah, I feel like if you just pray, this is what I do. I just pray before I go to sleep and thank him that he woke me up that morning. And I feel like you gotta set time during the day and just try to balance yourself, really.
Yeah, I like what you said about music, because music is also like a good like I guess worship time or like devoted time for him, and like I try to do that as much as I can.
Yeah, that's really important for me. And like when I'm studying too,
yeah,
I try to listen to like worship music. So that's definitely one. But to kind of wrap it up, if you guys had to say, what is the best part of high school?
Ooh, that's hard. I think all of the social events, the student-led social events, kind of like the parties or the football games, it's the dances, they're all really fun. I would advise anyone going into high school to go to those as much and as often as possible with friends.
Yeah.
I would just say like the people and the experiences. I feel like you're exposed to so many different things, to meet like different people in high school, and I think it's like such a fun time. I've had so much fun in high school.
Yeah, it really is, because it's like, wow, you're in that environment with all different types of cultures, all different types of ethnicities, and it's like, it's a very open space, especially for like us Black people, you know, and I really like that about it. Like, it's so inclusive. But and the friends, and then like Laila said, the social events, they're really cool.
Yeah, guys, the best part of high school, I feel like, yeah, like Laila said, the social events and like the basketball games and stuff, because that's where I like find my friends and stuff. Just figure out who you are, really, and like just
Okay. So to wrap up, what can we take from this little discussion that we've had?
Balancing school and your faith is hard.
Yeah.
But you can do it. I think you can.
And for anybody, do your homework and
Yes.
do your work.
too.
And don't like place all of your confidence in school, because that's not going to define you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, take some time out for God, you know, talk to him as much as possible, and know who your friends are.
Yeah.
So again, I'm McKenna.
I'm Laila.
I'm Zamar.
And I'm Josh.
And thanks for joining us for Deep Dive.
Woo.
Woo!